Who's your commander?
Good luck.
Equip.
Move to combat.
Resolves.
Now, before you attack
Does
me,
anyone have an answer?
well played.
Good game.
Congratulations, you've just finished 2017. I'm Jumbo Commander, and we're going to look back at the top 10 Commander cards of last year. Last year included some great sets: Aether Revolt, Amonkhet, Hour of Devastation, Commander 2017, and Ixalan. You may notice that I'm not including reprint sets like Iconic Masters on this list. So the first thing I want to do is mention some honorable mentions. You know, when I watch top 10 videos, I usually don't like honorable mentions. I feel like it's either in the top 10 or get out of here, but this is my video, so I'm gonna do honorable mentions because it's easier than just cutting it off at top 10. Anyways, launching into my first honorable mention, and that is the entire Unstable set. All of that goofiness, I don't think it fit into this video, but I also wanted to recognize its awesomeness and its impact on Commander, because I see a lot of people playing around with Unstable cards. The next honorable mention goes to some boring cards, because they're kind of functional reprints. I'm talking about Ramunap Excavator, a sort of reprint of Crucible of Worlds, Anointed Procession, a color-shifted Parallel Lives, and Disallow, which is an easier to cast Void Slime. All of these cards are not very unique. They're effects that we're very familiar with, but they're effects that are great in Commander, and a lot of these other cards are either difficult to cast, kind of expensive, or in a 100 card singleton format, we need redundancy. And so these guys are really great, but definitely not making my top 10. I have also gone so far as to not include a single legendary creature on the top 10. What? How is that possible? This is a Commander. Hang on. Okay. There are a lot of really great legendary creatures, and I don't think one is going to be particularly that much better than another, because they have their own individual and unique strategies. But if I had to pick the commanders that made the biggest impact on this year, it would have to be the three gods from Hour of Devastation: the Scarab God, the Locust God, and the Scorpion God. These three caused such huge waves in the format. The Scarab God and the Locust God are still incredibly popular, and the Scorpion God has its own following, kind of making its own -1/-1 counter archetype along with Hippotra. And that's another great thing that happened this year. They're powerful, they're unique, they're interesting, and they're my pick for the legendary honorable mentions. Number 10 on my top 10 list is Disrupt Decorum. This card came out of Commander 2017, and it belongs in Commander because it creates insane situations. This card will have different power levels in different metagames, but I've seen it played a couple times, and it's always fun. Next up, we have number 9. I know, this numerical order. And number 9's pretty boring. It's the Cycle lands, but I have to stress how great these lands are. They are named Swamp Mountain, Mountain Forest, Plains Islands. That means they're fetchable, which is really great. They're also cyclable, and that's so valuable. Oh my gosh, I'm doing the next thing that I hate out of top 10 lists, which is groups of cards rather than individual cards. Oh, I'm so frustrating. Actually, if I had to pick one, it'd be Sheltered Thicket, because there's tons of green and red lands matter deck, and another cycling land is really, really good, because obviously you're going to want to Splendid Reclamation this right back into play. Number 8 caused a lot of buzz and actually changed the rules in Legacy, and that's Fairies Protection. Fairies Protection came out of Commander 2017, and it is the fog of all fogs. Teferi protects all of your life, all of your stuff, everything protected. And that's actually something that a lot of Commander decks need, and we actually got a few of these this year. Heroic Intervention is another card we got this year that protects our stuff. But Teferi's Protection, well, it goes the extra mile because it protects the player as well. Number 7 for 2017 has got to be the card draw out of green, specifically Lifecrafter's Bestiary. This 3-mana Pokedex has tons of card advantage in it. You get to scry at the beginning of your upkeep. That's not nothing. That's some card selection right there. And then whenever you cast a creature spell, you can pay a green, and if you do, draw a card. Green decks tend to have some creatures in them. Lifecrafter's Bestiary has found its way into so many commander decks this year, and just keep paying that green and drawing more and more cards. And do you know what? Lifecrafter's Bestiary had some stiff competition this year in green card draw. Vizier of the Menagerie lets you kind of play creatures off the top of your library. That's like card draw. And Rishkar's Expertise can definitely go over the top when it comes to card draw. But the winner for number 7 place of 2017 is Lifecrafter's Bestiary. Number 6. Oh, damn it, I did it again. I picked multiple cards for one place in this top 10. I'm the worst. Okay, but it goes to a concept. The concept is you win the game. And if you look at Magic cards, there are quite a few that say you win the game on it. There's actually 15. You can pause this video to try and think of all 15 of those Magic cards that say you win the game. Well, there were 15 until this year. And this year we saw 3 more cards enter. That's 20%. That's a huge increase for this awesome mechanic that people love in Commander. And the 3 are Approach of the Second Sun, Mechanized Production, and Revel in Riches. All of these are super fun build-arounds too. I've seen these in so many Commander decks. And so win conditions, I win the game, is my number 6 slot. Number 5, we go from janky win conditions to very, very powerful ones. We have my competitive inclusion for the best cards of 2017. What's the best competitive card? Think about it. It's gotta be Walking Ballista. This slots in so well to so many competitive decks because you get infinite mana so easily. Where do you put it? Bam, right in Walking Ballista. You can easily fetch it because it's got 0 casting cost. It's got all sorts of interesting synergies, and it's my pick for number 5, being super flexible and competitive and all around awesome. At number 4, we have one of the most important tenets of Commander around, and that's Mana Ramp. And what gift were we given this year but Hour of Promise? 4 and a green, and you get to put 2 lands onto the battlefield. Hour of Promise has found its way into so many decks, and this is actually causing so many people to start looking at their mana base and really having it work for them. Having them be real cards rather than just, ways to cast your other cards. And if there has to be a runner-up in this category, it's got to be Traverse the Outlands out of Commander 2017. Traverse is hilarious. You get to search your library for up to X basic land cards, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. Now, I don't think that this is the most powerful, the best card of 2017, but it's pretty hilarious. Hour of Promise, definitely the power level that we want on this list. Number 3. Oh, did I mention that there was a competitive card a little bit ago, the Walking Ballista? Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to mention the way better card, Paradox Engine. This is insanity. Everyone freaked the hell out when this was printed. And they should have, because essentially it reduces the mana cost of every spell by all of your artifact ramp, or your creature ramp, or it combos with so many things. This card is so stupid. I don't know what else to say. It's so good. It's so good. Okay, let's move on to number 2. And in number 2, oh man, things are getting a little bit more exciting. We have one of the most awesome epic win conditions around, and that's Torment of Hailfire. Torment of Hailfire is the better Exsanguinate, and why is it better? Because it's awesome. It puts the screws in your opponents as they start sacrificing things and discarding cards. Man, this is the win condition that everyone was so excited about, and it's really performed. I love casting it, even if it's not killing the board, and everyone that I see really hates me when I cast it, so I think it's a really great pick at number 2. And now, the number 1 card for all of 2017, all of Magic, And you know what, guys? We've had a rough year, okay? It hasn't been all hugs and kisses and roses in the world. We need a great card to sort of cap off 2017 and propel us into 2018. We need Mirage Mirror. That's right. We need a card that just copies the best of all of your other cards on the battlefield. It is so good and so powerful, and it was so innocuous when we started off. We were like, is it good? I think it's good. Is it good? And we were trying to find ways to mess with it or break it. But you don't need to do that. All you need to do is stick it in your deck and then look around and realize that you have a little bit of everything. Oh my gosh, Mirage Mirror is amazing. You should go out and buy some, and you should copy all of your friends' best stuff. All right, everyone, my name is Jumbo Commander, and I want to thank my patrons. I want to look back at my year a little bit. My year was pretty great, and I owe a lot of that greatness to you. Well, you know, most of it to like my family and job and like friends and stuff. But no, you guys, the YouTube community, the Magic community, I've had a really great year, and thank you so much for all of your support. And thank you specifically to these great patrons who give me support every single day in Discord, in messages, and all you guys in the comments and on Twitter. I love it. Thank you so much, and have a very happy new year.